Hello, and welcome to Westerado. I'm your host, the Social Solipsist, and in keeping with the Western theme, at least for a little while, I thought I'd take another crack at Westerado. Now, some of the longtime viewers may have remembered way back when, not a long time ago in the great history of this channel in general, but long enough time ago that some people may not remember, I tried this out on a little show called 52 and 52. As I recall, it was charming if a little bit odd, and at one point or another there was a request to see more of it. So I thought, having just finished Gunslinger, why not just stick with it? As you can see, my old file is still here from about 4 years ago, a little over. So we're gonna... Well, so here's the thing. Two things here. One is I just got a brand new controller. My 360 controller has been threatening to give up the ghost for, well, 5 years now. Still hanging on. But the new Xbox Core controllers is what they're calling them. They're just the Xbox... The ones for the Xbox Series S and X, which you'll hear me say on this channel from time to time over the next 5 years, over the lifetime of the Xbox, that the Xbox Series S and the Series X is the stupidest naming scheme possibly that I've ever heard in the gaming industry in general. It certainly is a contender. Anyway, I bought a new controller. I have never used it before. This is my first time using it. I set it up. Works pretty nice. I like how it feels. However, this game is probably not the best thing to test it with because this game's controls are a little bit odd. I mean, not the least of which is it's still showing WASD and E for the things on screen, but I'm using the controller. But if I go to the options, go to tweak the controls, then it shows up right. So, yeah, also the D-pad's dead because... Well, you'll figure out why that's weird in a moment. Anyway, let's start a new game. Character, the hero of the story. Well, I didn't actually remember that there were multiple characters you could play as. We're not going to skip the tutorial. There is co-op. Huh. Well, I'll have to keep that in mind. And we will definitely not be playing on Iron Man. Fuck that. All right. Good morning, son. Come talk. I've got something for you. Yeah, but what's this over here? Ooh. This, it really does not want to move on a diagonal. And this is exactly the reason why you should be using the D-pad on this, is because using the analog stick and having it stuck basically to 4 directions and very like you can see how much it's like I'm definitely pointing. Maybe it's just that like the tolerances for diagonals are very low. But yeah, it does not want to go on a diagonal. It's just doesn't. Kind of weird. Anyway, that's not a thing. Let's talk to Mom. Your brother's gonna be going to herd the buffalo today. I'd like you to help him. Well, I'll help him. You're a sweetheart. Here's a little something for the hard work you'll be doing. Your brother's waiting for you outside. He'll tell you what to do. Yeah, especially when you have to make minor adjustments to like get through a door like this, not having it do diagonal easily is a bit of a pain. Just to be clear, I make no promises that I'll do a full play of this. Supposedly it's shoot lock in case of emergency. Alright. I do remember a little bit of how this starts. I make no promises. I think this game is pretty short, but I make no promises about finishing it, especially if it turns out to be too painful. Good morning, little brother. Mother told me you're helping me today. That's great. We're selling our buffalo next week, so there's a lot of tough work to do. Are you ready to get to work? Yes, I am. Follow me, little brother. Let's herd some buffalo. The frame rate on that, film reel effect is very low and kind of hard on the eyes. In general, the scrolling could also be a little smoother. Follow me, little brother. Like, just because the frame rate of your animations is low doesn't mean the overall frame rate of the game has to be low. Herd the buffalo into this small pen by chasing. Darn it, that buffalo went wild. Go catch him. I'll keep the rest of them in check. Oh, you will you? Good job, dummy. They all ran out again. I do have the music turned quite a ways down because, well, for a variety of reasons, not the least of which is not getting copyright strikes. But I also want it to be loud enough to be audible. It's always nice to see the musicians credited very upfront, but with it being Adult Swim, that doesn't surprise me that it's more likely to be the case, at least. Who's there? Brother, glad to see you. A bandit came out of nowhere, his gun blazing. Should have worn a hat, then I could have taken a shot. He killed our mother. The bastard. I'm not gonna make it either. Brother, you're the last one of us. Who did this to you? It all happened so sudden. I didn't see the murderer's face, but I know one thing for sure. As he stood over me in front of the flames, the only thing I could make out from the silhouette was his flat-brimmed hat. You got a clue. Find Uncle to the east. He'll help you avenge us. Please, brother, take my gun and relieve me of my pain. Don't be afraid. It's better this way. I don't want to do that. I understand how hard it must be, but please, when you're ready, let me have a quick death. Can I just not? Ah, that's right. It's, I'm remembering now. It is very precise. Or it wants you to be very precise. Well. Come on. Thank you, brother. Find the murderer. Avenge us. What if I just holster my gun again? Doesn't really seem necessary, but... What have we got? Got a river. Some seagulls, you know. You know, the western frontier full of seagulls. Uncle's home. Who's that stumbling around in the dark? Nephew, is that you? Come in quick. Oh, left trigger. Stylization makes it a little harder to read. I've locked the door. It's been noisy outside. You look terribly pale. Come warm yourself by the... I mean, you could let me finish reading that. You've made me worried. What's going on? Draw a gun. Someone murdered mother and wounded brother. What? That's horrible. Darn it, your brother always refused to wear a hat for protection. Where's your brother now? I had to end his suffering. I'm so sorry you had to do that. This is terrible. You better stay away from home for the night. Get some sleep in the bed upstairs. I'll talk to you in the morning. What happens if I don't know what happens if I draw my gun on him. Probably something for find out in another playthrough. You gonna let me use the bed, or I'm just gonna rub up against it? Ooh, that is rough. The controls are not good enough to demand this level of precision. And knowing me, that's the exact phrase, word for word, I said in my original video, probably. What did you even say, Uncle? I wasn't listening. You just stopped talking. What that scumbag did was terrible. I'll help you find the murderer that took away your family. To find the murderer, you gotta help out people around town. When they trust you, they'll be glad to give you information. Don't forget to keep track of people you talk to, promises you make. Keep and check this journal if you're losing track. He's definitely got a hat with a flat brim. All right. So if you want to know more about handling weapons, come talk to me anytime. Now go to Clintville, to the northeast. The sheriff or saloon owner may help you. Good luck out there. What about guns? Got a question about my weapons. What do you want to know about? Shooting. I'm not going to read this. I'm just going to skim this. I'm not going to bother to... General store at the train station to the northeast sells all sorts of weapons. They also sell fancy new clothes and hats. You can buy regular old hats from Hattery Gals at the saloon in Clintville and the general store at the train station. But I heard Miss Hat at the Haberdasher in Santa Ana sews all sorts of hats. You won't forget anytime soon. Well. Now I'm remembering this as well, where you can't walk and strafe. Weird choices. Weird choices. Alright. Well. Can I take your horse? Ah, Fast travel system. Gotcha. Well, I think on the next episode, we'll use the fast travel system. Right after I reload my gun. See you guys next time.